Wow, this sweet baby stuff never stops. Not only that, this is a rabbit hole that goes really, really deep. Like, I don't even know where the bottom is. I've just started to follow some of the other branches that some other people have found, including the folks over at Nerd Wars. But what's amazing to me is that this is the culmination of an entire fan base's frustration. You have all of the gamers that are just absolutely done with all of this garbage being inserted into their favorite games and franchises. And I think the companies are going to start, well, maybe they won't, but I think they should start to pay attention to what the gamers actually want. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Sweet Baby Inc., stick around because I'm going to go through some recent history and then we'll dive into some of the stuff that just happened here in the last, I don't know, 12 hours. It's bananas. But let's jump right in. I'll mention that I do have my own site, beachpunk.us. It's where I sponsor myself. You can get amazing rooster gear and all kinds of other things. If you want any of that, it's out there. Shirts, hats, glasses, you name it. Shorts, we're working on board shorts, and ladies' swimsuits we're working on next. We sunglasses in the future. We got flip-flops and slides and shoes for ladies, like the Ked style stuff that are cool. Yeah, just amazing bunch of stuff. But yeah, as Punk Waddle here is saying, do check out the website beachpunk.us. And now let's get to the main subject here at hand. Sweet Baby on the Run. Yeah, I made a bunch of thumbnails for this. I but it kind of tells the truth. They started to attack people, and again, we're talking about Sweet Baby here. They started to attack people because they were casting light on things that were displayed on their website, like everybody that they worked with. I mean, what they actually offer service-wise, which is basically to, make sure they craft a very female-centric, no white people allowed kind of game for you. In fact, there could be whole periods of time where there are no people that would be considered in any kind of a majority present in their games. I guess that's what they're going for. But that's not going to be something that's going to reach the mainstream. And again, everybody's doing it. Alan Wake, Sable. You wondered why these games were terrible. This is why. They've infiltrated and infected all of these incredible game companies that now are just fractions of themselves and likely are probably done for good, including or specifically Rocksteady. Rocksteady's in such bad shape that two of the founders walked out of there and started their own new startup again. Ubisoft, you wonder why the last couple of games have been garbage. Well, I don't think you have to look very far for an answer. But again, that's not the point of today's story. We want to talk about things that have recently happened. Like Sweet Baby Inc. Has an employee that was begging followers to report Steam Curator, obviously something we covered the other day in the previous video. That's basically just showing you what I showed you, the stuff that's on their website, telling you that these are the games that these people are involved with. And this employee named Chris Kindred, I don't know if that's a real name. I'm not suggesting you do anything, go after that person, certainly don't. But basically begged, it's a lady. Anyway, begged her followers to mass report not only a Steam Curator, but the Curator themselves, because they formed a curation group that basically tells everybody these are the games that this entity is involved in. And of course, they are there to tell better, more empathetic stories while diversifying and enriching the video game industry. We aim to make games more engaging, more fun, more meaningful, and more inclusive for everyone. Well, they seem to be excluding an awful lot of people when they do that. And again, they also state, we believe you need diverse voices to solve diverse problems. This is a video game. I don't think anybody is worried about any of that stuff, no matter how diverse they personally happen to be. But yeah, they're out for putting their own activists in place. That's what they say here. That's what this line means. New and marginalized talent can change the industry forever if given the proper support. In other words, if we artificially insert these activists into your company, into your game, into your efforts, you can realize the same pathetic, terrible results that we've been giving everybody else that we've infected. Don't you want that? I don't think that you do. But moving on, because that's just the beginning. You probably already know that. We've got more, though. Sweet Baby Inc. CEO makes it clear that she wants to erase, and this is crazy talk, white male lead characters, while employee shows disdain for white people. Yes, and let me tell you, that's still out there for you to find. It's in the Steam community underneath that Curator group, and we'll look at that in just a moment. But the CEO, Kim Bair, who is only focused, as far as diversity goes, on a handful of things. These are, if you don't have this, you're not diverse, but you have to have only this for the most part. You can't have any of the other stuff, or you're not diverse. But anyway, yeah. So basically, the company's employee, Maya Kramer, who's got a history other places, by the way, basically did an interview with Complications and Sue, where she was asked to explain the importance of what she's trying to do. This is back in 2020 when she was launching several efforts, including this Facebook group called Wings, WINGS, all capital letters. Still up, by the way, where I think they have a grand total of 271 people in that group. Anyway, we have to look at the story and narrative as one of the things that we can innovate on. She says, like when you bring someone in from a different culture or from a different background, from a different gender, they're going to create something we haven't seen before. Well, maybe, but is it going to be good? See, this is the primary question with all of this is it going to be good? And the answers have been no a lot lately. Next, she said that the way we look at demographics is that we go, okay, the majority of our player base is, let's say, a white male, which it wouldn't be a stretch, by the way. So we're going to make stuff for white males. But if you make something from the perspective of an Asian trans woman, excuse me, from the perspective of an Asian trans woman, and it's really strong, then it will work for the for people. Okay, but okay. So if it's really strong, it's very vague, right? So people crave news stories. If you want to innovate, even to stay current, it's not about graphics. It's not about hardware. Well, that's not true. If your video game looks garbage, and for at least according to my eyeballs, the latest Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League still not only is terrible, it looks bad. It's all about opening up new perspectives for people. No, it's about telling a good story that people will be engaged with, not trying to reinvent the wheel, which is what she's talking about. So I explain it as it's important to game development to diversify. It's not just part of advocacy or activism. It is going to make your games better. Boom. In her opinion, which it doesn't seem to. If you're a game studio right now and you utilize anything like this incubator, Sweet Baby Inc., or anything tied to them, whether it's Wings or what's this new one, some kind of ghosts. I forget what they're called. It's very strange. Weird Ghosts, that's what it's called. Yeah, that bad. But Sweet Baby Inc. employee who tried to cancel Gamer over Boygot has gotten their X account limited. This is the latest news. And let's take a look at this, because right here is the opinion piece that was put together in Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, SBID, over there on Steam, which at the time that I grabbed it, which is a while ago, there were 49,327 members. 22,000 of them were online. Again, this is when I grabbed this. So this is a while ago. And I guess this Tiff Yanni person, whatever, and with this avatar, was banned 16 hours ago when I captured this. You can see a lot of clown faces there, 93, 21 people laughing hysterically, and then I'm not sure, maybe the cuckoo bananas weird thing? I don't know what that is, but it is what it is. So my opinion as a Sweet Baby employee, yes, friends, this person came out there and started to, well, spill the truth, their truth, and basically didn't identify themselves because they don't need the doxing and death threats, okay? Well, the only person that comes off threatening at all or in any way condescending or even a little bit racist is this person. If you want to read through all of this, it is still over there under the topic details. The topic's locked, but you can check out my opinion as a Sweet Baby employee. But anyway, I came across this Steam group from internal discussions. I'm sure you did. And actually found a link here from browsing new posts. Generally, I wouldn't have the time or energy or the gumption to openly engage like this. All baloney sausage, because the copium in this is real. So it says, first, Sweet Baby Incorporated is privately funded organization in whole. True. And yet they also survive on grants from these like weird ghosts or whatever they're called. It's an incubator funding apparatus for the super radical, politically motivated garbage you get in Canada. So that's where this is coming from. We are solicited for service by companies who are requesting our services. They wouldn't be requesting your services if they weren't guided there by somebody else that is using it as a carrot to get them some kind of funding apparatus. Game studios are always interested in that. There's really no upside to bringing somebody like this in, you specifically, their crazy employee person. So we do not solicit or use tactics of any kind to increase clientele. It's a lie. It's a tiny little, this is a bug of, this is a pimple of an organization that is just getting the right conversations in the right places because people are trying to force the activism into these studios. So that's not necessarily true. Any advice, narrative writing, representation, development is provided exactly or as close to exact as the company demands per contract. They're trying to offload some of the responsibility and not be solely to blame for ruining a game. And you do go, she's saying specifically here, this person says, not to go above and beyond or to ruin your game. They perform a specific service and are rewarded monetarily. This is called a company condescension. Anyway, this goes on and on like this for a while. And this is something that people are now finding out and realizing why games have started to suck. It's because every single AAA game that has come out in the past 10 years has used a service such as ours. That's right. I wouldn't say every single one, but the majority of them have, and that's why games have started to suck. And with all the garbage that's being inserted, all the political narrative crap-tasticness, that's why games are starting to suck. So they're telling you the truth when it comes to that. So, and they're like, it's no longer 1999, where gaming was full of overweight, smelly white nerds who couldn't get a girlfriend. That's going to calm the situation right down. And this is really funny. Gaming is no longer just for you. Okay? Well, there's more people that have been gaming longer than you've been alive that like the way all of the gaming was going until recently. And it wasn't keeping anybody from playing it. How do I know? Because I sat next to people of every shade and flavor of the rainbow, and they were perfectly happy to play the same Rainbow Six or Modern Warfare or Call of Duty or Halo or, I don't know, before most recently, Assassin's Creed. I mean, everybody was fine up until recently. So a lot of people sum up my thoughts, and maybe yours too, but after reading this is a nice way to say silly, asinine rant, I feel even more inclined to help make this group successful. And again, this group's been closed off. You can't contribute to it anymore, but you can certainly go and find it. Good luck. But we need to move on because we're not done. And I know this is a long one, guys. I'm sorry. Stick with me, though, because Sweet Baby Staff Inc. throw a temper tantrum after the Steam Curator list created to track warn players against their work. This goes back a few days. Thank you to Bounding into Comics for that. But it all kind of starts with this one lady. She's like the new Gamergate chick. Her name is Kim Belair. She founded Sweet Baby Inc. a few years ago. And she and her co-founders were working with Ubisoft, the developer of Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, when she realized, when she was working there, that she had to do something else if she wanted to move up, which means she lacked the talent and abilities to do better where she was because, you know, they weren't promoting her. So now she's going to attack them and make them an example. So she wanted to start out where there weren't a lot of ways forward, especially for women, especially for marginalized identities. Remember, it only comes down to these little slivers of what she cares about, not a broader conversation or a broader group of people. It's now fractionalizing gaming and making it less and less appealing to the majority, which doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, so the games industry was grappling with issues like toxic behavior, sexism, institutionalized racism, echoing conversations in other industries. No, it's just people trying to get leverage to move their way up the ladder, and now they're using these different cards, race or otherwise, to move around. Anyway, so this interview you can find over at marketplace.org. It will give you kind of an idea of what the conversation was. It was edited from the original transcript, but I imagine if you want to go through it, it might be valuable. But I know this. Sweet Baby's running. Why? Because they've been called out by everybody, including gamers. And the worst thing that can happen for Sweet Baby is this level of exposure, especially when they're tied to all these, prominent AAA game title companies, et cetera, et cetera. So Sweet Baby has turned off Instagram. They're done. They're out. Peace. They also, we're responsible for this, but they also are starting to limit things and cut off to private a lot of other stuff. And individuals that work for Sweet Baby have been doing the same. But I put this up here because over the course of the last 7 days is a chart here, and let's scroll back. But as of this is this morning. I think this is actually from Yellow Flash who posted this. You can see 288 players were playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That's not good. Again, Sweet Baby Inc. Thank you. And finally, apparently Asmongold trashed Sweet Baby Inc. I haven't had a chance to watch the video yet, but he's basically going after them for employing the tactics they accuse other of, like bullying and things like that, trying to take down Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. And so, yeah, you can find that article over on Fandom Pulse. But back to this one. All of these things are starting to hit at the same time. And thank you to you, because you're participating in this, each and every one of you, and so are we. But they're on the run. They're doing so much damage control that they've realized that that's not the way to go. They've been called out for attacking gamers, and now there's a lot of radio silence. There might be a few idiots out there still talking like this Chris person, but they are really, really getting reined in, for lack of a better way to say it. So attacking them, saying that this curation group is in some way harassment is insane. It's just tracking what's on your very own website. And then starting a campaign to report them, mass flag them, that's a no-no. That's a no-no not even in Steam communities, but also here on YouTube, also on many of the social platforms. You participate in a campaign like this, you can put not only your account at risk, but maybe a group you're a part of at risk, because it's a no-no. I mean, if you want to band together and get together against something, by all means. But what's going to happen is, if it's looked at as a campaign, you're going to cause a huge problem, especially in a community like Steam. So, and of course, they not only went after the group, but also after the creator of the curation group. So anyway, Kindred, this is the new thing that I wanted to grab before we wrapped up today. This is the other thing that's happened. Kindred revealed on Blue Sky that her X count is limited. They got my, butt. I'm guessing a few hundred gamers reported me. Yes, you are, again, with the company that you keep, very fractionally small compared to all the people that buy these games. And with over 100,000 or 150,000 in that curation group now, in just a matter of a few days, it's going to continue to grow. You're going to see a massive gamer movement that is frustrated with the AAA titles. You think they're going to use you now that you've gone out and attacked these gamers and infuriated them more? That's not good PR. Somebody's not paying attention. And if you had a qualified legal team there, or a PR firm that you worked with, or any kind of communications director, I'm not sure you'd still have a job in most enterprises. But anyway, so after careful review, We've determined your account broke the X rules. Your account is temporarily in read-only mode, which means you can't post, repost, or like content. Most accounts regain full access in a week, but it could take longer. In other words, this person went full out hate mode and, accusing everybody else of all this hate and making games because of all this hate, and then go out and just like spew all this hate. It's crazy. So anyway, you're limited to only sending direct messages to your followers. No posts, reports, follows, or likes. Your account will be restored to functionality in 6 days and 20 hours. So they're locked. And there you go. That was as of the 1st. So there's also something going on. I believe that there's also a blue sky situation with Kindred. There are people deleting things right now. So on Blue Sky Social, Kindred posted, trolling their forums and chats and realizing that they don't care about Sweet Baby at all. No, they don't. Sweet Baby is just the most visible and most vulnerable. No, we're actually figuring out who all these groups are now. You were very helpful in that, by the way. Sweet Baby is just the most visible and vulnerable. They think we're some super firm funded by BlackRock receiving ESG funding and tasked by some entity to hold studios hostage. Well, are you going to tell everybody about this weird ghost thing that's behind you? Or are you going to talk about any of the other mechanisms that are at work where you are? Are you going to talk about this secret Facebook group that I was talking about a little while ago that, you've funded just for, a particular group or set of groups that are exclusionary in the extreme? I don't know. So again, back on Blue Sky. I'm so annoyed. I should have known better to stick my arm in the hornet's nest. But what am I gonna do? Not speak up when they've been on us for months? Well, it's gonna get worse now, silly. And this person said they don't know how many of us there are. So they don't know how many of us are there, so they make it up. They don't know what we do, so they make it up. They don't know the impact our work has on studios that hire us, so they make it up. Well, I think you've been telling people. I don't know if this person's ever read their own website. Read your own website. It tells everybody what you do. It tells what services you offer. It tells them exactly the mindset that you have. And you had a couple of people really mouthy over there in that curation group that basically told us just how racist you are. As a group, I'm not saying you specifically, Chris. And when they have that many open spaces to play in, they create their own boogeymen. Oh, we're making up boogeymen. No, I think we're just revealing what you are. They think we're actively making games worse when studios are the ones making choices they balk at. The nature of our work is often at the end and is often just looking at things. I don't think that's true. And even if that is true, you're not helping. As a unit, we have no power toward any clients that we work with. They're mad at the market conditions. Well, the market conditions are showing games that are failing. I mean, we'd like better games. That would improve market conditions. They're mad at studio decisions. Well, you're helping them with those. That's what your organization says it does. Are you saying that you don't do what your website says you do? I'm pretty sure you guys help with quote unquote narrative and things like that. You even offer to build games from the ground up. Is that not something you actually offer according to your website? It is. So anyway, they're mad for changing the way from their fascist beliefs. This is somebody who does not understand the word fascist. And again, this is normal. A lot of these young people, they use words in ways that they think make them sound smarter, and they don't really get it. So they just need a punching bag because they know AAA studios will sue them into the earth. No, they won't. We've been criticizing the AAA studios forever. I went after the Saints Row flop game that was going to be a flop from the very beginning. You could tell. And that had Sweet Baby written all over it, didn't it? And guess what? It was Sweet Baby. And the SJW haircuts that went along with it. So as a unit, we have no power towards clients. Such a lie. All right. Now you have this person that they covered up. I don't know who this is. So whoever posted this, thank you, over on that Park Placement says, well, let me know when you get enough money to hire lawyers and go after them directly. Until then, indirect action is the best thing we as individual consumers can do. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where they're coming in. Oh, and Kindred says they think we're doing activism by targeting smaller, more visible organizations and hope that the AAA studios will get scared. Are you working? I don't. Okay, this person didn't read the website. Let me fix this. I know you guys know what's going on. Let me go to Sweet Baby's site right here. Okay, let's look at the organizations again. Here's our clients: Xbox Studios, Electronics Arts, Valve, whoever this is, True something. Santa Monica Studio, 2K, Ubisoft, Square Enix, you can tell, Warner Brothers, Finji, Polytron, Rocksteady, thank you for the crappy killed the Justice League game. Co-op, whoever this is, I don't know. Compulsion Games, whoever this ME logo is, Chance Agency, Avalanche Studios Group, Deck 9, I don't know what this says, Brass Lion Entertainment, oh, Wizards of the Coast, of course, and Nereal, People Can Fly, Echo, I'm not sure what that says, it doesn't matter, Glitch, Remedy, don't care, Raw Fury, and Fellow Traveler. That sounds good, right? Fellow Traveler? That's not socialist at all. Anyway, so founded in 2018, this company tells you exactly who they are, what they work with, and what their goals are. They do writing, narrative, representation, and development. What are some of the things that you don't do? This person's silly. All I know is this. I don't know, man. Stuff was fine after the first day, but and here we go again with the words they don't understand. But the Zionists from earlier this week wore me down, and I am entering a place. Wow. So, the list currently is tracking the following games that Sweet Baby has worked on and does not recommend. The list includes 16 games from Tales of Kinzara, Zal, Neo Cab, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Afterlove EP, Gotham Knights, South of Midnight, Kingdom 80s, Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, Dungeons and Dragons, Dark Alliance, Hyperlimit Breaker, Breeze in the Clouds, Goodbye Volcano High, Usual June, Battle Shapers, Sable, Suicide Squad Kill, the Justice League, and that's just where we're at now with games that they have been working on or worked on. That tells you an awful lot. So the list originally included 18 games and had Saints Row, Forspoken, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Mortal Kombat on it. Cabrutus explained that they removed some of the games. A lot of people have been asking why I deleted some reviews related to games that were listed on the IMDb website. The list proved to be not reliable source since anyone can edit it at any time by adding any game, whatever they want. So that's why I don't consider IMDb website a valid source anymore, which is true. Saying I want to maintain our credibility, people are watching us and paying attention to the curator. That's 100% true. But I still will tell you that they were involved in these games that they have listed. South of Midnight, all of those games. Of course, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2. You can pretty much tell. And the games that aren't on their list, of course, are Alan Wake 2 and Gods of War Ragnarok because they're not available on Steam. So if they're not on Steam, they're not part of the curator list, which makes sense why a couple other games are missing from there that we know that they worked on. But I have to tell you, this is not going away. Sweet Baby's on the run. The people that have been attacking people are really being told to shut up from what I'm hearing. And we're only still at the beginning of this. We're only the 4th day of March. And boy, I have a feeling that groups like this are going to expand online, exposing just how small these radicals are and what they are trying to push influence on. Anyway, What are your thoughts on this? I really would like to know. I went on for a long time. This is the longest video I've done on the subject, 30 minutes going in. I'll probably do a little edit here and there. But what do you think? Do you think Sweet Baby is going to actually be stunned into silence for a little while? Do you think that AAA studios are going to walk away from them? Do you think there's a decent chance that the studios are going to start to realize that not only are the gamers awake, they are really motivated to work against this kind of garbage in their games, just like they've been motivated to work against it in their entertainment? Look at what the studios are doing right now, and they're turning around. You think the game studios are going to turn around? I'm going to say probably have a lot more work to do, but if you're a gamer and you're trying to get back to having good games that you can enjoy, maybe look at that Curator list and some other things that will help you keep track of what's happening with game development so that you can avoid embarrassing situations like buying and having to return a game when it's full of, well, ideological garbage. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video today. I appreciate it. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.